Hey, welcome. So today we're going to dig into a really brilliant solution to a common problem. But you know what's even more interesting is the philosophy behind it all. We're going to go from a single clever invention to a whole new way of thinking about how you build a career. All right, let's get into it. Okay, if you've ever been on a motorcycle, you know this feeling, right? You're trying to find just the right angle, putting all your weight into it, kind of hoping the bike doesn't just tip right over. It can be a serious workout, especially with the heavier bikes or if you're on uneven ground. It's a frustration that pretty much every rider has felt. Well, what if you could do all that with just the push of a button? That's exactly what this invention sets out to solve. Let's take a look at the pretty clever engineering that makes this whole thing possible. So what is this thing actually called? The formal name is an Electro-Mechanical Centre Stand. Now, the key phrase in there is an electronic linear actuator, which is basically just a small, really powerful motor that does all of that heavy lifting for you. This isn't just about making things easier. It's a smart design that makes riding more accessible and honestly, safer for everybody. This really marks a huge shift from just, brute force to smart automation. Where the old way required a lot of muscle, this new design, which is all detailed in the research paper, it uses this elegant mechanism to do all the work seamlessly. It's a complete rethink of a motorcycle part that, let's be honest, hasn't changed much in decades. And the beauty of this design is in how simple it is. It's really just a two-step process, all powered by that one little motor. First, the actuator swings the stand down into the perfect position. Then, it extends the legs to smoothly lift the bike right up. It's doing the exact same motion you would, but it takes away all the effort. So the design was built on three core ideas. If you look at the chart, you can kind of see what they were focused on. They prioritized user convenience above everything else. I mean, that's the whole point, right? But right behind that are simplicity. So it's not some crazy complicated machine. And of course, reliability, which is absolutely critical. You got to be able to trust that your bike is going to stay upright. So how they make it so reliable? Well, there are a few key innovations at play, like that single actuator and a pretty clever linkage system. But the real genius part for reliability is that last point, the manual override pin. This is the fail-safe. If your battery ever dies, you're not stuck. You can still operate the stand yourself. It's a simple, practical feature that just shows they really thought of everything. An invention this clever doesn't just appear out of nowhere. So who came up with it? Well, the answer is what shifts this story from being about a simple invention to a really powerful philosophy. The inventor's name is Roosbay Gavmaster. He's an automobile engineer and also the director at an institution called MRDI, which stands for the Master Research and Development Institute. Now remember that name, MRDI, because it is key to the second half of our story today. This quote, this gets right to the heart of it all. See, this isn't just about building a better center stand. It's about a philosophy of proving your skills. It's the difference between saying you're an engineer and actually showing you're an engineer. And that brings us to the bigger idea here. This invention is more than just a product. It's a demonstration. It is tangible, physical evidence of a skill set. This is where the whole idea just gets so much bigger. That automatic stand, it isn't just a product. It's a physical piece of a portfolio. In a world full of resumes and grades, having something that you've actually built makes you stand out immediately. It is undeniable proof of what you can do. And look, this isn't just some theory. This is the exact path the inventor, Roosbay Master, took himself. He started with ideas. Then he built things, turned them into research papers and patents, and that portfolio of real, actual work landed him a top-tier job at Toyota. No shortcuts, just pure proof of skill. So this successful formula, turning ideas into tangible proof, is now being taught to others. And the place where all that happens is the Master Research and Development Institute, or as we said, MRDA. Was founded on this very idea. It's all about empowering students to stop just studying for a career and start actively building one, piece by piece, prototype by prototype. This slide just puts the two approaches right next to each other. On the left, you've got the traditional path that most of us know, textbooks, theory, grades, resumes, and on the right, you have the MRDI method, prototypes, patents, research papers, a real portfolio that just screams, hey, I can actually do this. So what's the end result of this method? Well, a graduate leaves with so much more than a degree. They have published research papers with their name on them, they've filed patents, they've built actual prototypes. All of these are things they can show an employer. But maybe the most important thing they get is that last one on the list, real-world confidence. So this brings the entire story right back to you. We've seen how a practical solution to a common annoyance can be a stepping stone to a powerful career philosophy. And this is the ultimate takeaway, really. In a competitive world, what you have built, what you can physically show someone, is always going to be more powerful than what you can say. Your work becomes your voice. We started with a motorcycle stand, and we ended up with a blueprint for building a future. And it all started with someone deciding to build proof instead of just studying theory. So the real question is, what will you build? What is your portfolio going to say about you?